The story begins in South Korea, where a deadly virus has started spreading rapidly, turning ordinary people into terrifying zombies. The virus is spreading so quickly that even the government is completely helpless. The entire city has descended into chaos. People are running for their lives while zombies roam the streets, attacking anyone they can find. With nowhere else to go, the remaining survivors desperately search for a safe place. Among them is an army officer named Han Jung-seo. He is trying to escape with his sister, her husband Chul-min, and their young son. They are heading toward a ship that is supposed to take them out of South Korea and transport them to a safer country. Knowing that they cannot afford to waste any time, Han Jung-seo drives as fast as he can, but suddenly they come across a man on the road who desperately asks Han Jung-seo for help. Han Jung-seo refuses and continues driving. However, a little farther ahead, they encounter the man's wife and his young daughter. The woman desperately begs Han Jung-seo to save them, but then Han Jung-seo notices blood covering the man's clothes. He immediately realizes that the man may already be infected and could turn into a zombie at any moment. Because he doesn't want to take that risk, Han Jung-seo refuses to take them with him. The woman then begs him, saying that if he can't save all of them, he should at least take her little daughter with him. But Han Jung-seo still refuses to take the risk. He leaves them behind and drives away. A short while later, Han Jung-seo and his family finally reach the ship. They quickly find a place to stay, but thousands of other survivors are also rushing onto the vessel. That's because this is the last ship leaving South Korea. Once everyone has boarded, the ship finally begins sailing toward Japan. Sometime later, Han Jung-seo goes to check on his sister and her son. That's when he learns that her husband Chul-min has gone outside to look for food. While Han Jung-seo is talking to his sister, a man suddenly runs up to him with shocking news. He tells Han Jung-seo that the captain has changed the ship's destination. Instead of going to Japan, they are now heading toward Hong Kong. Hearing this, Han Jung-seo immediately goes to confront the captain and find out why they have changed course. Meanwhile, somewhere else on the ship, a man wrapped in a blanket is sitting quietly and behaving strangely. No one realizes that something is seriously wrong with him. Then while a young boy is playing with a ball, he accidentally kicks it toward the infected man. When the boy goes to retrieve his ball, he suddenly notices something horrifying. The man has completely transformed into a vicious zombie. As soon as the passengers realize there is a zombie on board, panic spreads throughout the ship. Everyone starts running for their lives. At the same time, Han Jung-seo reaches the captain and demands to know why the ship has been diverted to Hong Kong. But the captain simply tells him to stop asking questions and focus on his own business. Just then, another officer approaches Han Jung-seo and informs him that they have discovered an infected person downstairs. The moment Han Jung-seo hears this, he immediately rushes off to protect his family. Meanwhile, Chul-min is standing in line to get food when he notices people suddenly rushing out of the cabins. Seeing the panic on everyone's faces, Chul-min realizes that something has gone terribly wrong. He immediately runs toward his family to make sure his wife and son are safe. At the same time, Han Jung-seo reaches the lower cabins. The moment he enters, he sees people's belongings scattered everywhere. Blood stains cover the walls, making it clear that something horrific has happened. Han Jung-seo becomes even more terrified, but before he can move any farther, a zombie suddenly attacks him. Luckily, Han Jung-seo manages to escape. However, when he finally reaches the cabin, he is completely stunned by what he sees. The infected man has bitten almost everyone inside, turning them into zombies. And the worst part? Han Jung-seo's own nephew has been infected. Fortunately, his sister is still alive. She is holding her infected son in her arms, crying and refusing to leave him behind. Han Jung-seo desperately tells his sister that they have to leave immediately, but she refuses to abandon her son in that condition. Suddenly, several zombies attack them. Han Jung-seo manages to fight them off, but when he turns around and calls his sister toward him, he realizes something horrifying. She has already been surrounded by zombies. At that moment, Han Jung-seo knows it's too late. He quickly runs outside and shuts the gate, trapping the zombies inside so they cannot escape. Just then, Chul-min arrives and sees his wife trapped inside. He tries to rush in and save her, but Han Jung-seo stops him. He tells Chul-min that it's already too late. Moments later, the zombies begin violently pounding against the door, trying to break through. With no other choice, the ship continues sailing toward Hong Kong. And after some time, the ship finally arrives in Hong Kong. The scene then shifts to a completely different location. 5 years later, we see that South Korea has been completely cut off from the rest of the world. Because the deadly zombie virus has taken over the country, no one is allowed to enter South Korea and no one is allowed to leave. That means the people who were trapped inside Korea have been completely abandoned. There is almost no chance of anyone coming to rescue them. 5 years later, we find Han Jung-seo and Chul-min living in Hong Kong, but their lives have become miserable. They are struggling financially, and ever since they lost their families, their entire world has fallen apart. To make matters worse, the people around them constantly look down on them because they are refugees from another country. Before the zombie outbreak, outbreak, they had normal and happy lives back in Korea. But now they are barely surviving in Hong Kong. They are so poor that they can hardly find any decent work. One day, while Han Jung-seo is struggling with all these problems, several members of a Chinese gang suddenly show up at his place. They wake him up, and sensing danger, Han Jung-seo immediately gets up and starts fighting them. But one of the gang members quickly tells him that they haven't come to fight. Their boss wants to meet him, and they have simply come to take him there. Hearing this, Han Jung-seo calms down and agrees to go with them. Soon he is taken to their boss, but the moment he arrives, Han Jung-seo is shocked to see that Chul-min is there as well. Seeing Chul-min surrounded by these dangerous gangsters, Han Jung-seo tells him to leave with him, but Chul-min refuses. He has no choice because of his current situation. In fact, after the incident on the ship, Han Jung-seo and Chul-min had gone their separate ways. Chul-min blamed Han Jung-seo for the death of his wife, and now the two men are forced to face each other again. Just then, the gang's boss arrives and makes them an offer. He tells them that he has a huge job for the two of them. According to him, South Korea has been completely abandoned because of the zombie outbreak. But that also means the country is filled with money and valuable possessions that have been left behind for years. And unlike humans, zombies have no interest in money or gold. The boss knows that Han Jung-seo and Chul-min are Korean, which means they know the country better than anyone else. That's exactly why he wants them to go back into zombie-infested South Korea and retrieve a truck loaded with cash. The boss explains that the truck was supposed to be transported somewhere else when the zombie outbreak suddenly happened. The entire operation was interrupted, leaving the truck full of money stranded in Korea. And after 5 years, it's still sitting there untouched. Han Jung-seo then asked the boss an important question. How are they supposed to cross the Korean border? After all, neighboring countries are closely monitoring every ship and plane coming in and out of the area. But the boss tells him not to worry. He has already arranged everything. Some of his men will take Han Jung-seo, Chul-min and the others to Korea by ship. Once they complete the job, they will return and pick them up. All they have to do is somehow survive the zombies, retrieve the truck, and bring it to the coast. Then the boss gets to the most important part of the deal. If they successfully bring back the truck, they will split the money between them. That means Han Jung-seo and Chul-min could finally become rich and completely change their lives. The boss then shows them a map and explains exactly where they can find the truck. The offer sounds almost too good to refuse. Chul-min and the other members agree to take the job, but Han Jung-seo strongly opposes the plan. He knows exactly how dangerous it is to return to Korea. Chul-min tries to convince him. He tells Han Jung-seo that the mission isn't as impossible as it sounds. If they complete it, they will have enough money to completely change their lives and live comfortably in Hong Kong. Chul-min reminds him that this is their first and possibly their only chance to escape their miserable lives. If they refuse, they'll spend the rest of their lives struggling in Hong Kong with nothing to show for it. But Han Jung-seo knows one thing for sure. Going back to Korea could cost them their lives. Chul-min then asks him a simple question. Are they really living a good life right now? According to him, living like this is worse than dying. He even tells Han Jung-seo that he sometimes wishes Han Jung-seo had never saved him that day on the ship. He wishes he had been allowed to die alongside his wife and son. But Han Jung-seo insists that he made the right decision based on the situation at that time. Chul-min strongly disagrees. He tells Han Jung-seo that he didn't make the right decision at all. He claims that Han Jung-seo didn't even try hard enough to save his sister. In Chul-min's eyes, Han Jung-seo is the reason his wife is dead. As Chul-min turns around and walks away, another man sitting nearby suddenly stands up and reveals that the two men are from South Korea, the very country where the zombie virus originated. The people in Hong Kong immediately start insulting Han Jung-seo and Chul-min. They blame them for coming from the country that caused the outbreak and demand that they leave. Han Jung-seo is deeply hurt by the humiliation, and at that moment, he realizes something important. If he wants respect and a better life in Hong Kong, money is the only thing that matters. So Han Jung-seo finally agrees to take the job. A 4-person team is formed. Han Jung-seo and Chul-min are joined by another man and a woman. The gangsters' men then take all 4 of them towards South Korea by ship. Before leaving them, the gang's men give them an important warning. They will wait for the team near the coast for exactly 5 days. If they manage to retrieve the truck and return within those 5 days, the gang will take them back to Hong Kong. But if they fail to return in time, the ship will leave without them, and they will be abandoned in South Korea. To keep in contact with the team, the gang's men give Chul-min 2 satellite phones. They explain that once the team reaches the coast with the truck, they must call them. As soon as they receive the call, the gang will send the ship to pick them up. Soon the team reaches the Korean border. Following their plan, Han Jung-seo, Chul-min, and the other two members cross the sea in a small boat and finally reach Korean soil. They deliberately enter South Korea at night because they know that zombies cannot see properly in the darkness. Once they arrive, the four of them carefully begin moving forward. As they make their way through the abandoned streets, they suddenly discover a car buried under layers of dust. Surprisingly, the car still appears to be in working condition. Since finding the truck on foot would take too long, they decide to use the car to search for it. The woman on their team takes the driver's seat. She reveals that she used to work as a taxi driver in this city before the outbreak. Back then, South Korea was filled with bright lights and busy streets, but now the entire city has been reduced to a dark and abandoned wasteland. It's so badly destroyed that she can barely recognize the place anymore. After driving for a while, they suddenly spot a truck parked in the distance. Han Jung-seo immediately gets out of the car and checks its license plate, but unfortunately, it's not the truck they're looking for. That means they'll have to continue searching. As Han Jung-seo looks around, he notices just how terrifying and deserted the area has become. Suddenly, he hears strange noises coming from somewhere nearby. He quickly raises his weapon and looks through its night vision scope. That's when he discovers something horrifying. Inside a glass building nearby, hundreds of zombies are trapped inside. Seeing this, Han Jung-seo becomes extremely nervous and quickly gets back into the car. The team continues searching for the truck. A little farther ahead, they spot another truck parked on the road. This time, the three men get out of the car to inspect it, but they have no idea that someone else is already watching them from the shadows. The three men reach the truck and open its rear doors. Inside, they find several large bags. When they open the bags, they are completely stunned. Every single bag is packed with US dollars. They immediately realize that this must be the truck the gangster's boss was talking about. But when they move toward the driver's cabin, they discover that the driver appears to be dead and has already turned into a zombie. Chulman tries to move the body out of the driver's seat, but suddenly the dead driver comes back to life. He wasn't dead at all. The zombie had simply been lying there waiting. It immediately attacks Chul-min. While struggling to defend himself, Chul-min accidentally hits the truck's horn. A loud blast echoes through the abandoned city, and that sound wakes up every zombie nearby. Hundreds of zombies suddenly begin rushing toward them. Seeing Chul-min in danger, Han Jung-seo immediately shoots the zombie attacking him, finally putting it down. But the gunshot gives away their location. The zombies now know exactly where they are. They begin charging toward the team from every direction. Han Jung-seo starts firing at them, trying to hold them back long enough for his teammates to get the truck moving. Luckily, they manage to start the truck and turn it around. Two of them jump into the truck and speed away, but the zombies continue chasing them. The truck races through the streets, leaving the horde behind. For a moment, it looks like they have escaped, but then something unexpected happens. Someone behind them suddenly fires a flare and throws it directly in front of their vehicles. The bright light illuminates the entire area, and the zombies immediately spot them. The chase begins all over again. The team drives as fast as they can, but the zombies start swarming around the vehicle. Some of them even jump directly in front of the car and attack it. The driver loses control. The car flips over, and at that exact moment, the truck comes speeding from behind and violently crashes into the overturned car. Fortunately, Han Jung-seo jumps out of the truck just before the collision. He is thrown several feet away but manages to survive. However, when he looks back, he sees something heartbreaking. The woman who was driving the car has been killed in the crash. Meanwhile, Chulman is also attacked by several zombies. He barely manages to escape and hides inside the truck. Han Jung-seo starts firing at the approaching zombies. He keeps shooting for as long as he can, but eventually his ammunition runs out, and there are simply too many zombies. Looking at the massive horde surrounding him, Han Jung-seo realizes that he may not survive. Just as one of the zombies charges toward him and prepares to attack, a vehicle suddenly comes speeding from behind and slams directly into the zombie, killing it instantly. Han Jung-seo looks up in shock. Someone has just arrived to save him. Sorry guys, I couldn't finish the full explanation of this movie yet, but don't worry, the next part is coming very soon. And if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Also, let me know in the comments how excited you are for the next part.